Hey good people, good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. I was going to do a fragrance review last night around 3 a.m. That's where I do my videos because that time it's quiet, peaceful. But the whole day was so stressful, so even the whole night was so tiring and hot and humid. I took a shower immediately, like after I ate something, passed out. So in this episode, I'm gonna do my morning thoughts, and then I'll do like the fragrance review of this one. The Lapidus Gold Extreme. Okay, this is Lapidus Purum Gold Extreme, a flanker of Lapidus Purum by Ted Lapidus. I will do a review on full-on review on this. I'm ready to do it, and watch out for it. Okay, so the immediate next video would be that, right? And scent of the morning. Last night I got something, I wore it last night as well, but I'm just addicted to the smell so bad, I'm gonna make it my scent of the morning as well. This is Aramis. Okay, this is the classic Aramis cologne. Okay, I don't know it's been how long there in the market, but it's been there for decades. Okay, so this is a classic. So this is a sort of like cold weather scent, but the smell, I love it so much, I don't really care. Early morning, my room is kind of cold now, outside is not that hot yet, but I'm gonna make it my scent of the morning, right? Let's go. One, let's go two, right? So those, it will have a nice sort of a scent bubble around me, and I really am, yes, it's a powerhouse, but I like wearing powerhouse fragrances, so I wore it here. I will discuss this soon. Hopefully you will watch it. And for the review, I kept my hands like open, so I can spray this one and I can review for you. So this episode I want to talk about few problems faced by fragrance users. Okay, not addicts, fragrance users. What does it mean? People who are into fragrance game. Obviously if you're watching, you are already into fragrance game, and what I mean by game is you actually are a constant user. You're seeking for fragrance information, new releases, you buy new stuff every now and then. Excuse me. And you are basically like you are in love with fragrances. So I want to talk about 3 to 4 points, just random thoughts in early morning, so the sleep kind of helped to pick up a sort of a topic, right? So I did this one of these topics in my group, Facebook group, Facebook fragrance groups. If you actually want to discuss, chit chat with us, I mean with me, I am more active in my fragrance group, which is called Fragcom Bangladesh. I'll leave the link below. If you actually want to be a part of it, share post every day, you can come and do so. We all do it in English. It's an international page, but we also try to show what's happening in Bangladesh as well. Okay, so second declaration is this is not going to be fragrance review. If you are looking for a review, perhaps I won't do a review here. We can skip it, no problem. So today, first thing, let's get into the discussion. First thing I would like to say is what are the problems? First problem, I think fragrance users sometimes, not sometimes, most of the time faces the financial side, right? The addiction, the sort of like you cannot control your spending, and many of the time you just fall for hype and you buy stuff and you regret it, because I do that. I know the painful side of it. I'm addict to fragrance, not addict in a like addict, but fragrance addict. So addict in a sense that I have to sniff every now and then new stuff, like new fragrances, otherwise my nose gets bored. My nose is kind of like not the perfect nose, because I have problems sometimes breathing difficulties, or one of the nose will be blocked due to my cold symptom. I have that once in a while. So the thing is, I cannot detect fragrances at times. Okay, I'll talk about that one as well. But how actually you can sort of like minimize the damage. Okay, it's like a damage control sort of, because at this point I don't think I can tell people that no, go stop buying fragrances, start saving. It's not that easy. If people are smokers, you cannot tell them to leave smoking, quit smoking in one day, which I did because I had strong determination for fragrances. So one addiction to another one, I migrated, so that was not a problem. But if imagine someone's drinking, you cannot tell people to stop drinking overnight. People cannot do it. So you have to find slowly, to reduce, or how much actually is the point that you start losing, your functionability of your liver, or you get to vomiting point and stuff. So you get it. So how to control this damage control on this fragrance thing, right? Spending, because most of us, let's talk about most of us. Some of us, like let's say 5%, are incredibly rich. Their money has no limits, even though there is, but for them it keeps coming. Either they're rich, or they inherited a lot of property or money, and they have constant cash coming in, so they can buy expensive niche fragrances like 50, 60 per month. That's okay. But most of the working people who are working there, I believe you have a fixed amount of salary, no matter how big your salary is. Let's say you are earning 100,000 per month, like taka. Let's say, for example, that is like 1 lakh taka in Bangladesh. That's something like 500 US dollars, I guess. Yeah, 5,000 ringgit. Okay, yeah, 5,000 ringgit and no. Anyway, I forgot the dollar conversion. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, you have limited income and you actually have to buy a lot more stuff, right? You don't have to only buy perfumes, because you cannot just drink perfume. And in end of the day, you're gonna still go and buy. So how actually you should be a little bit more wise. See, the thing is, you have to tell yourself, why are you in the fragrance game? First thing you have to ask yourself is the basic question. It's same, like fragrances are same like human beings to me. Okay, I have my fragrances here, they're my family members. How do I pick up fragrances? I actually think of them. Why do I buy perfumes? I think of them like they are my love. Okay, pure form of love. And it's, if I actually am a person that just gonna be like a pretentious person, that I want to show people how much I got, but I don't actually love fragrances, I don't enjoy wearing them as much as I tell people that I do, in that case we have trouble. Because when you're actually in a relationship, you might have attraction for some people, right? Like, let's say you like a girl, you're a dude, you like a girl, and you are thinking like, oh, it's gonna be awesome, and then you've done it, you did it with someone, you sleep with them. Afterwards you realize that you don't love them, and you're like confused at that point. What do I do now? Oh crap. Right? It happens. So that's one side. Other side is, if you're going to be in this for the love of the fragrance, okay, let's say you really like a bottle design, but you like the juice inside as well, so you're gonna be wearing it. Some people, sometimes they do this thing, like they see a nice bottle. For me, this is a nice bottle, 1 million cologne. They just got it for the bottle, but they don't use it, they just showcase it. That's also okay. You like the bottle, you collected it, but because you see other people are buying it, then you fall for the hype, right? And you bought the fragrance and you like don't know what to do with it, so it's just collecting dust on the back. So to avoid that, I would suggest you have to know, first thing, you have to know yourself and the basic, like what actually are you looking for. Are you looking for compliments? Are you looking to compliments from fragrance, or are you looking for compliments from people that you have a nice collection, people praise you, makes you feel better? Or you are looking for a fragrance that will be like, like for your own sake, I love wearing it, I don't care for compliments, I don't care for what people think of it, so you have to find out those answers. If you have answers for those questions, like I wanted this fragrance because I genuinely enjoy the smell of it, aroma of it. Every morning I wake up, I have to spray something, I detect the fragrance and it makes me happy. You are okay, you check. Okay, that's what I think. I'm not a doctor, I'm just telling you. So once that's sorted out, then you have to go, next step for me is, if you see a fragrance just came out, for example, let's say Bulgari, the oud essence that came out, I was very interested in it, I saw it. Usually I do not do blind buys, I check out fragrances, a lot of reviews, what other people said, how is their experience. I take my time most times, and if I know that it's really good, 5 people already said it's awesome and their taste matches with mine for a long time, I go try it. Okay, I go try it. If I cannot try it, I go buy it, because I know it's gonna be good. I trust my gut feeling. Okay, so that's my way of buying it. I see Fragrantica base notes, I see fragrance reviews, and below what people commented on it, which fragrance comments got highest number of balloons in Fragrantica. Those are more people, like realistic people, not sellers or agents, right? So once I'm convinced, then I go buy it, so I don't have regrets later. So there's nothing worse than buying a fragrance and regretting it much later. So in that way, damage control. Okay, so I think if you're going to be putting your hard-earned money in somewhere, make sure you know what you're buying and you actually enjoy wearing it. You're going to be actually wearing it, and it will serve the purpose that you're looking for. If let's say you want to get compliments, it must have potency that it will project, right? It will take the fragrance to other people's noses. So make sure you buy what you like. Do not fall for this hype. Sometimes I see many people, they just started fragrance collection and suddenly they saw this hype going on with this niche fragrance. I'm just telling you, I'm not bashing anybody, but you actually do not know a thing about niche fragrance. Okay, you do not know, they are not supposed to be always about performance. It's about the blend of the quality of the juice, and they could be complex. They kind of like develop on your skin from time to time, they change. These things about niche, and they have this purest of on most niche fragrances, the most natural ingredients. So natural ingredients, let's say you have ambergris in a fragrance, and ambergris and ambroxan, right? Let's say ambergris is used in Creed's fragrances like Aventus, okay? It has ambergris. But if you see Dior Sauvage, it's gonna have ambroxan. So they are different materials. So ambroxan is easy to like because it's more popular, it's more wearable everywhere. I mean, more affordable, to be honest. Ambroxan based fragrances, they are everywhere, designer especially. So people are used to those smells. But if you smell whale vomit, like a real, or animalic musk, you may not appreciate it. You'll be like, what is the hype all about? What did I get into? And what did I buy? It's not worth it, right? So you have to take your time, when you actually meet people, relationships, friends, even fragrances, you have to give it time. If you do not give it time, you do not actually develop a relationship. If you don't have a relationship with your fragrances, I'm sorry guys, you are gonna be disappointed later, and you feel like this is meaningless, and you'll quit. I've seen many people, they started the fragrance channel, they took it with so much passion, they did every review, but at one point they lost it. They lost like interest. They're like, I'm done, not enjoying the fragrance game anymore, because this is like a waste of money, or I'm not getting the compliments, no one is viewing my reviews. People feel heartbroken. They feel like this is actually not what they want to do, right? So it happens. So you have to really have the passion, and you have to make sure your relationship is strong, your bonding is strong with fragrances. So one topic took almost like 12 minutes, right? So moving on to next topic. Second problem faced by fragrance users. Sometimes you have a problem, many of us have problem with sensing the fragrance, okay? Like few examples here. Some fragrances, others can smell on us, but we cannot smell. Even after 10 minutes, it's just completely gone. What happens? It's a fatigue, right? It's a olfactory fatigue, okay? So that's the official term. But what happens is your senses get so used to your fragrance, and you cannot detect it anymore, because your brain tells you, okay, I know the smell already, but I'm not being able to detect it. Like some example would be Molecule 01 sample here given by one of my brothers. And this fragrance, I can detect it every now and then, but not always. Then there's this famous fragrances, Dior Sauvage. Many people, they say, guys, this fragrance, it's so nice, people compliment me all the time, but I cannot detect it. Then niche fragrance, MFK Grand Soir, this fragrance, okay? It's a lot of amber spiciness, and there's a sort of Isoe Super as well, I believe. And then Aqua Amara, this is known for its performance, right? So all these fragrances, imagine people tell you like they do not get performance out of it, and they cannot detect it. Why does it happen? Because the Isoe Super works in such a way, some of the fragrances others can detect. It projects really well, lasts really well, but your nose system, it's got used to the smell so much that you cannot detect it anymore. So solution for that is very simple. You have to take a break from certain fragrances that you cannot detect anymore. Go back, just put it in the box. What you have to do, just put it back, do not reach for it. Give it like a month time, okay? And then you feel like after 1 month or so, where is that fragrance? Like I haven't used it. Like example for me was Sauvage. At one point I got so tired of Sauvage, I didn't put it in any of my lists. Just got put it back in the shelf. And after 1 month or so, after using a lot of these Sauvage like clones like YSL, La Nuit de l'Homme, like Eau Electrique, or you talk about Coach for him, they all smell like Sauvage, right? After one point, I got tired of those Sauvage-like fragrances. Then I tried Sauvage one day, just going out. I sprayed it, and it was so strong. And after 1 month, I was so happy that I was able to detect my fragrance again. So yeah, it happens. And your senses sometimes, they need to clear out your memory, whatever you have installed in your brain. It will kind of get refreshed, like with coffee, how coffee works. So I think you suggest that. Take a break from your fragrances. Last point, okay? This is very important. Think of this as a very important tip from me, because I suffered in this way. I often have problems with dust and weather changes. If it's extreme cold, extreme hot, rainy, and if it's yet hot, those sometimes extreme conditions, what happens is you develop headache. You develop nasty sort of cold or flu. That time, your nose and everything kind of gets blocked with a lot of your phlegms and stuff. You have problem, you're coughing, having difficulty having some throat infection, bacterial infection. That time, if people cannot smell the fragrance much because their nose is blocked, sometimes people spray a lot more. They go like heavy on the spray and they keep trying to sniff it from close. That is a big mistake. That can cause you permanent or at least long-term injury in your senses. It happened with me once. I went to buy Versace Dylan Blue. I had severe flu going on that day. This is my last point and I'll finish it. And I couldn't detect anything because my nose is blocked. I couldn't, I'm doing this, but I cannot, because the channel is blocked, like I can feel this part hurts, this part hurts because I had, headache from the cold. It's really bad. I was taking antibiotics. That point I kept sniffing it. I couldn't smell anything. Then I kept drinking coffee and I sniffed some more. So the alcohol in the fragrance kind of burned my system, my nose. And what happened was, it started having pain inside, and it has this nasty sort of a metallic-y thing because Dylan Blue has that metallic-y tone, and I could smell it, and it made me more sick. My system felt more sick, and I started coughing because of the disturbance, and I had kind of like a wound inside my nostril system. And for a longer period of time, like 40 days, I couldn't detect any fragrances. Yes, that happened, and I was so much in pain because for a fragrance lover, that's the worst kind of punishment. You guys can relate. So what I would suggest, that when you have flu, cold, or have some condition going on, get well soon, drink some tea, sip some tea, be patient. Do not reach for fragrances. If you do not try to sniff them up close. Use it, on your clothes. Go outside, it's okay. People can detect it. You don't have to detect it when you're sick, okay? If you really have to love. For us, fragrance addicts, what happens is, first thing in the morning, we have to look at our bottles, we have to spray something, sniff it, you just know, you saw scent of the morning. So I suggest these few things. If you do follow, those are some of the solutions that I provided. Those problems are real problems, real life problems. And do use up your fragrances if you buy them. If you do not use them, sell or swap, okay? And you buy something that you really like. Always own that something that you really interests you, or really you're gonna be using. At the same time, you are doing it for the love of fragrance, right? Take care, guys. Thanks a lot for listening and giving me this time. Hopefully this topic will really help few people out there. Now time for the review. I'll go for the Lapidus Gold Extreme. Let this one be uploaded. Talk to you soon. Have a very nice day. Bye bye.